Okay, you guys. Ever been stuck in an impossible situation with no hope of getting out? At the heart of one of the most gripping legal thrillers ever put on screen. Before Tom Cruise was in Mission Impossible, he takes us through the maze of the 1993 film The Firm. I promise you, by the time we get to that ending, your jaw is going to drop because the twist is not what most people remember it being. The Firm was directed by Sidney Pollack, a filmmaker with serious credentials who had already given audiences classics like Tootsie and Out of Africa. The screenplay was written by David Rabe, Robert Towne, and David Rayfield, adapting John Grisham's massively popular novel of the same name. And the cast assembled for this film is nothing short of extraordinary. Tom Cruise leads as the central character Mitch McDear. He is supported by Gene Hackman, Jean Tripplehorn, Ed Harris, Holly Hunter, Hal Holbrook, David Strathairn, and Gary Busey. This film came out during the absolute peak of Tom Cruise's early career dominance, and he delivers a performance that is electric from start to finish. So let's get into the story, and I want you to pay attention because the layers here are stacked deep. Mitch McDear is a brilliant young Harvard Law graduate who grew up poor. He wants stability, success, and a future that looks nothing like his difficult past. When a small Memphis law firm called Bandini, Lambert and Locke comes calling with an offer that seems almost too good to be true, Mitch jumps at it. The salary is incredible. They buy him a house, they pay for his bar exam, and they treat him like royalty from day one. His wife Abby, played by Jean Tripplehorn, is cautious but hopeful. But here is where the tension starts building. Two associates at the firm have recently died under mysterious circumstances. Mitch starts asking quiet questions, and the answers he gets are deeply unsettling. He eventually learns from a contact named Eddie Lomax, played by Gary Busey, that the firm has a dark secret. Bandini, Lambert, and Locke are essentially a money laundering operation for the Marolto crime family of Chicago. Every single partner in the firm knows about it. Every one of them is complicit, and nobody leaves. Ever. Now Mitch is trapped between two walls closing in on him at once. On one side, the FBI comes knocking, represented by Agent Wayne Terrence, played brilliantly by Ed Harris. They want Mitch to hand over files that prove the firm's criminal activity, or they will charge him as an accessory. On the other side, the firm itself, represented by the charming but menacing Avery Toller, played by Gene Hackman, is watching Mitch's every move. There are bugs in his house, surveillance on his car, and eyes on his wife. And then there's a deeply personal complication. While on a work trip to the Cayman Islands, Mitch is seduced by a woman who turns out to have been deliberately placed there by the firm to compromise him. The encounter is photographed, and Mitch knows those photos could destroy his marriage. This sequence raises the emotional stakes enormously, because now it is not just his career and his freedom at risk. It is everything he loves. His brother Ray, played by David Strathairn, is in prison, and Mitch desperately wants to help free him. His secretary Tammy, played by Holly Hunter, in a role that earned her an Academy Award nomination, becomes an unlikely ally. Together, they hatch a plan to photocopy thousands of the firm's documents without tipping off either the FBI or the mob. Now here is where the twist comes in and why this ending is so brilliantly constructed. Mitch refuses to simply hand over the documents the FBI wants because doing so would mean violating attorney-client privilege. That would be a crime in itself and would destroy his law license. So Mitch thinks smarter. Instead of giving the FBI what they want on the mob connections, he builds a separate casino entirely based on overbilling. The firm has been systematically overbilling its clients for years, and that constitutes mail fraud, a federal crime. Mitch compiles evidence of over 10,000 individual acts of mail fraud. This approach is genius because it dismantles the firm without Mitch having to break attorney-client privilege. He fulfills his obligation to cooperate with the government, protects himself legally, and pulls the rug out from under the mob's entire financial operation without technically betraying his clients. But survival still comes at a cost. The mob sends a hitman after Mitch, and the film's final act is a genuinely tense chase sequence through the streets of Memphis. Mitch uses everything he has, including his wits and the help of his brother Ray, who manages to escape custody, to stay one step ahead. In the end, Mitch negotiates a deal that keeps him out of prison, gets Ray out of jail, and brings down the firm. He and Abby, who has been put through emotional devastation throughout this story, choose to leave it all behind. They head to the coast with almost nothing, starting completely over. It is a quiet ending for a film that has been roaring with tension, and that contrast is intentional. After all the betrayal, the surveillance, the moral compromises, and the near misses with death, the film asks you to sit with the idea that sometimes walking away with your integrity mostly intact is the only real victory available. What makes the firm hold up so well over 30 years later is that it is not really about the law or even the mob. It is about a smart person refusing to become a victim of a system designed to swallow him whole. Sidney Pollack keeps the pacing relentless without sacrificing character, and Tom Cruise gives Mitch the kind of desperate intelligence that makes you root for him even when his choices are morally complicated. If you have never seen this film, stop what you are doing and go watch it tonight. Great plot, great cast and crew. Sidney Pollack did excellent directing, and a truly heart-pounding ending. And if you have seen it, maybe it is time for a rewatch because this one genuinely rewards a second look. To this day, I haven't seen a more intense, edge-of-your-seat law film. Some come close, like A Time to Kill, The Whole Truth, and The Lincoln Lawyer, which are explosive as well, with great endings, but the firm stands strong simply from how Mitch strategically planned his exit. Such an intense game of chess on screen. Tell me in the comments what you thought of it and if you decided to watch it again. Did you miss anything the first or second time around? I watched it just a few days ago for the fourth time and found new things I missed, like really. Also, let me know if you'd like a review on the other law films mentioned. They are all great. I want to thank each of you for being a part of the community, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next movie.